So as the sign declares, I am indeed in Pattaya in Thailand. Why am I here? Good question. Actually, Pattaya has got a pretty good reputation as being Sin City or Sleaze City. I've been here a couple of times and it's left an impression on me. Not going to say it's entirely a positive impression. Anyway, I'm here to be convinced that Pattaya is indeed a good place. I've got a mate who lives here. He's been here for many years and he keeps sending me messages and telling me how wonderful Pattaya is. So I've brought my family down and I'm here to have a bit of a look at Pattaya through his eyes and try and let him convince me that Pattaya indeed is a good place. I'm also here for a curious event which is called the Bikini Run. Yes, you heard me right. At 5 p.m. today there is the Pattaya Bikini Run. Now, last time I read there was over 3,000 people who have actually registered for this race. It's a 5k race. You have to wear your bikinis and you run along the beach. So that's where this adventure is going to go. I'm going to have a bit of a look around and see what else I can find here. And then I'm going to meet up with my mate and let him convince me that Pattaya is a good place indeed. So I've just been reading about the name Pattaya. The name Pattaya, its origins actually refer to the wind that flows from the southwest to the northeast. And it's a particular wind that blows just before the rainy season. That's one of the theories as to where the name Pattaya gets its name from. And there's another theory as to where the name Pattaya actually comes from. And it dates back to King Taksin. So King Taksin, he was in the Rayong area, which is not too far from Pattaya here. So you got to understand that the time we're talking about is just after the fall of Ayutthaya. So Taksin, who wasn't the king at the time, but King Taksin, he was based in Rayong and he gathered his troops and he was heading back towards the Ayutthaya. So King Taksin, he was on his way back toward Bangkok, back towards Ayutthaya. So that's where the Burmese had invaded. So he and his troops were travelling back and they stopped here in Pattaya and met one of the local leaders. The local leader was named Nai Klong, and it was actually a meeting, not a friendly meeting. He was here to intercept. When Phra Tamnak met with Nong Klai's army, there was no battle. In fact, Nong Klai was very impressed with Phra Tamnak's dignified manner and how disciplined his troops were. So without a fight, he surrendered and they joined forces. Now this specific meeting point is called Tup Phra, which means Army of the Phra. So that was the meeting point. So Phra Tamnak has a dignified manner. Speaking of dignified manners, I'm going to have to meet my mate Ben. He's a very dignified gentleman. He loves to wear a bum bag. He's always got his Pattaya uniform on, which is flip-flops and board shorts. So I'm going to meet up with him and let him convince us that Pattaya is indeed a great place to live. I've tried to call my mate. He's still in bed. I think he was out sampling some of the Pattaya nightlife last night. Anyway, there's a big Buddha around here somewhere, so I'm going to head off and see that. I'm just going to admire the view a bit longer, and then there's two Buddha images actually that we're going to check out. One is called the Big Buddha, and then another one is the world's largest outline of a Buddha in the side of a cliff. So they're the next two stops, and then we're probably going to have to go to the beach. Of course we are. We've got the Bikini Run coming up. So just near the lookout that we were just at is the Big Buddha. And so it's a short walk from there. On the way there's sure to be lots of weird things to see. For example, camper van here. I don't know what this place is. A weird tiger here. Way in, the goddess of mercy is over there. Kind of looks like a, I want to say temple, but it's like a rundown theme park here. She looks kind of interesting. It looks kind of interesting in there, but it's all fenced off. It seems like a lot of places here in Pattaya have been built with good ideas, but just kind of failed. Some guy's talking to me, or talking to himself. Anyway, here we are, Big Buddha. Let's go and have a look at the Big Buddha. So upon entry to the Big Buddha, got a very impressive bell display that you can ring, and with the ringing you're also praying. And here, look at these amazing nagas as well. And they are guarding, the two nagas are guarding the Big Buddha, which is on top of the mountain there. So we'll go up and have a look at the Big Buddha close up. This was built in the 70s, this Big Buddha. So around the Big Buddha we have different Buddha images, and different Buddha images for the days of the week, which refers to the day that you're born. So this is the Tuesday, the reclining Buddha, and I was born on a Tuesday. So the big Buddha image here on Phra Tamnak Hill in Pattaya was built in the 70s, and it's 18 meters tall. Coincidentally, in the 40s, Pattaya was just a small fishing village. And if you look at Pattaya now, it's definitely not a small fishing village. But this is quite a beautiful place up here. So yeah, it's very peaceful, very nice. Nice cool breeze as well. It's also a nice view. You can see the out to the water. Yeah, very nice place. So while I'm in this nice peaceful spot, I've just been studying up on Pattaya, the history. And Pattaya in the 60s is when it kind of had a significant change, and tourism started to trickle into Pattaya. So before that it was just a fishing village. And the reason people started trickling in the 60s was due to the Vietnam War. So soldiers who are looking for some R&R, it was actually coming from Vietnam, it's actually a short trip. So as more and more soldiers arrived, more foreign money was getting poured into this place, and so more guest houses started to appear, more restaurants started to appear, and girls started to arrive from all over Thailand looking for a quick dollar or looking for love, or perhaps a little bit of both. In 1965, the first hotel was actually built here in Pattaya, and it was called Nipper Hotel. In 1967, the Royal Thai Navy base, Utapao, opened up its airstrip to the US. So planes started arriving from Saigon during the Vietnam War straight here to Utapao Airport, and bringing all the soldiers in who were looking for a little bit of fun, a little bit of relaxation, escape from the horrors of the war that were going on, that they were encountering. Now it's said here that 6,000 troops would come for 5 days every month, so I could just imagine that big party arriving and wreaking havoc basically. Then there was a transformation in the 70s with the hippies. Hippies started to arrive to Pattaya looking for peaceful beachside resorts on the cheap. And also following that there also became lots of tailors and jewelers to cater for the needs of the backpackers, the hippies, and also the servicemen. So with the more arrival of shops and tailors and jewelers, it was starting to become evident that whatever the traveller wanted, whatever they could afford, Pattaya could provide. And one could argue that's still the case today. It's actually a really peaceful place, really nice breeze coming through here now. So if you're in Pattaya, I'd recommend the Big Buddha as one of your tourist stops. So in the mid-70s, where we have a combination of servicemen, European backpackers, but also the rich Thai family started to realise how wonderful it is here in Pattaya. So more and more Thais were travelling to Pattaya at the time. Now in the mid-70s, when the war ended, the Vietnam War ended, there was a massive decrease in the numbers of people here in Pattaya. And the place really kind of struggled. So it was really struggled during that period. But it did, however, bounce back. So 1965 was the first hotel built in Pattaya, and then by the 80s there was over 6,000 hotels in such a short space of time. So you can imagine Pattaya experiencing a few growing pains, in particular sewage, waste, and also the water supply. Now speaking of the troops that were here for R&R, it says here that the Tahitian Queen Agogo opened in 1978, and it still to this day remains one of the most popular in the city. I think I might check that out tonight. Tahitian Queen. Okay, so I've just finished here at the Big Buddha, studying up on Pattaya's history and sharing what I learnt with you. I'm now heading to Khao Chin, which is world's largest Buddha image carved into the side of a mountain. So that's the next stop. So far, I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen here in Pattaya. So I've just got word, my mate actually is out of bed now. He had a bit of a sleep in. So I'm going to meet him, and maybe after the next stop, I'll let him have his breakfast and freshen up first. So I've been driving around the streets of Pattaya, and it must be said, driving around Pattaya sucks. For a couple of reasons. First of all, the lanes don't make any sense at all. One lane says U-turn, and then it's not a U-turn, and then 3 lanes goes to 4 lanes, goes to 1 lane. Then there's a load of roadworks. But then you get jokers, like I'm driving now on an open road, and he's doing 40 kilometers per hour. Painful. There's so many just like beach drivers. Okay, I'm past him. It's taking me a while to find a spot. Yeah, there's so many really slow drivers in Pattaya. Then you get some people from Bangkok and their flash bikes or cars, and they don't have much of a chance to open them up a bit. So Pattaya seems to be the place to put the pedal to the metal. This is not quite. There's a couple of open roads here and there, but I tell you what, driving in Pattaya is not fun. Oh, another problem, it's so stinking hot too. My air conditioner is not strong enough to cope with the Pattaya heat in the middle of the day. So I'm heading out to Khao Chin, and I can see it from here. I hope the trip was worth the effort. So I've arrived to Khao Chin. Now I think I've called it all sorts of names so far in this video, but it's Khao Chi Chan. And I must say, it's humongous. It is really quite impressive. Have a look at that. This Buddha image here in the seating Mara position is 130 meters high, which makes it the largest, or the tallest Buddha image in the whole world. So in 1995 was when this image was created, and it was a concept and an idea by the Supreme Patriarch. Now this limestone mountain area, it was being excavated, and it was being what they were excavating was being used at the Utapao airstrip. So to prevent this mountain being completely eaten away and all the minerals extracted, the Supreme Patriarch issued the idea to make this into a Buddha image or a Buddha shrine. So connecting back to a bit of a story before about the history of Pattaya, so this was the minerals that were extracted from this mountain here were used for the Utapao Royal Navy airstrip during the Vietnam War. But then it was just left for quite a while. It was being eroded, and the concern was that more minerals were going to be extracted, or more materials were going to be extracted. So in 1995, the concept was to create a Buddha image. In 1996, this actually happened. Now, if you look closely, you'll see that the Buddha image is actually carved into, the outline of the Buddha image is carved into the limestone cliff face there, mountain face, and it was used, they used cutting edge laser cutting material, laser cutters to actually cut into that limestone mountain there. And they used technology that had actually never been used before. And then soon after the outline was etched, it was then later filled with gold leaf. Yeah, it really is impressive. Not sure it is the most scenic spot. Got a big light post in the middle of my view. I think maybe 10 meters that way is a better view. Anyway, all the same, it is mighty impressive. Spectacular. Now, if you're into wildlife, the forestry department counted 1,000 monkeys living in this area in 2015. Haven't seen any today though. It's a nice little park here too. It's surrounded by some nice gardens. There's a couple of people also meditating facing the Buddha image. It's a very nice park. Okay, it's about lunchtime. I'm off. Time to get some lunch. Now I'm going to meet my mate, finally. He's out of bed. And he wants me to take me to a place called Cabbages and Condoms. I've got an open mind. Let's go and find out what that's all about. Classic Pattaya driving. We've got a car park full of spaces, and this guy's decided just to park here. So I've just arrived to Cabbages and Condoms. It's actually a lovely place. It's not what I expected. It's actually a resort overlooking the water, nature everywhere. Very, very pleasant. Jungle escape. Now, where's my mate? Maybe he's here, or maybe I beat him. Oh, there's a squirrel. Okay, gotta be around here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Ahoy, ahoy!
Hey, man.
Long time no see.
Yeah, what's been going on? Are you waiting?
How about one of these?
Boom. Yeah, how you going?
Good, you got a good little spot here.
Oh yeah, I'm just...
May I join you?
Of course. Sit down, it's next to the rabbit pen.
Okay. So tell us a bit about this place. Why do you love it so much?
This place is in this restaurant that I've just come to.
Yeah, it's great.
This is called the Cabbage and Condom, Birds and the Bees.
Okay.
It's my favourite place to come and eat. Obviously it's close by to where I live. And it's set up by a gentleman. I don't recall his name, to be honest. but he's done some very good things for Thailand. He introduced, knows a lot of sex education and introduced more of the condom trade to reduce the HIV and sexually transmitted diseases.
Ah, that's the name, Cabbage and Condoms.
Condoms, that's correct. Cabbages, I actually don't know what that stands for. Maybe he introduced cabbages.
Cabbage Patch, something to do with Cabbage Patch Kids and
that could be
birth?
Could be it. That's something like that. But now he's just doing. He's introduced new things for the north to train kids how to swim, because there's been a lot of unfortunate mishaps with kids.
Yeah. Not only a good spot, but a man who's making a difference in the world.
Correct. You don't get them nowadays.
And so, what do you got? What's going on over here?
Well, like I said, it was a rabbit pen. But I come to see if the rabbits were here, but they've disappeared. I asked someone before you arrived, and the snakes come. So they had their own rabbit stew. So there's no more rabbits. But yeah, I have to show you this place. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Speaking of rabbits, let's go and get something to eat. What's this beach here called? Does it have a name?
I actually don't know the name. But I know all the other beaches, I just don't know the name of this beach. So
Very nice little spot.
It is. Very picturesque.
So what brought you to Pattaya? What inspired you to move here?
Well, I was living in China, and I resigned from my job. Yeah. And I didn't want to go anywhere else. My wife wanted to come back to Thailand, so I thought I'd just move back to her hometown and set up a marine company and went from there. That was 7 years ago.
7 years? Wow.
Yeah, 7 years. So,
And tell me, what do you like about Pattaya?
well, it's got a bit for everybody, hasn't it?
It does.
So I like, for me, it's the food, it's the weather, it's the ability to do business with limited tax implications.
Okay, good.
And just the general, there's always something to do. Yeah, it's
Plenty of action here. Anyway, speaking of action, let's go eat some lunch.
sounds good, really. bike. Oh, so when you ride your bike, you're yes, I like these.
Stay classy, Pattaya. Today I am at the Bikini Run. It's a 5k run. There's over 3,000 people who have entered. About to start. I'm trying to find the best vantage point. I've already seen pretty impressive sights. What an afternoon. What a way to watch the sun go down. Can't help but feel like a bit of a dirty old man watching this, but I guess there's one place to do it. It's Pattaya. But I just got to keep telling myself, I'm here for fitness. I'm here for the sport, not to perv on birds in bikinis. Okay, the race is about to begin, and I think I've got a good vantage point here. Let's enjoy the spectacle. Enjoy the sport, I mean. I don't know what to think about that. It was seriously bizarre. Some of the different sites and they're just phenomenal. Some really good costumes as well. I'm positioned about 200 meters from the start, and already I sense there were not so many serious runners there. They were already a bit out of breath. Anyway, so I wonder what they're going to be like when they return. So it's a 5k run all the way down to the end of Pattaya Beach, back again, and all the way down to the bright lights down that end. And I think there's going to be a lot of walkers. So they've got another, about a kilometre before they do a U-turn and come back. I think that's an opportunity for me to get a beer, try and work out what the hell did I just see. Just finished the Bikini Run and just found Pattaya's oldest bar. Tahitian Queen since 1978. So I've made it to the walking street here. This is where all the action happens, so I've been told. One thing I've noticed, hell of a lot of massage places around. and a hell of a lot of cannabis places around as well. Anyway, let's go down the walking street, Pattaya's famous walking street, and see what we find. So I'm walking down the glitter strip and there's a lot to see here. I'd recommend having a little wander down here at least once in your life. There's a lot of interesting sights. Anyway, there's a lot of things I can't film because they're a little bit X-rated and I want to respect people's privacy. Anyway, I'm on the lookout. I'm with my mate. We're going to look for a bar to watch a bit of football. So I found a spot to watch a bit of football. It seems I'm very popular here. Very welcoming here.